I just picked up some 2x4s for my next project, and lo and behold, I don't have any place to put them. So out of necessity, I'm going to make a lumber rack first. So R4 rectangle, drawing on the green-red axis, or green-red plane, I should say. And let's look at the dimensions. They say that the second one is the longest. So let's go with 1.5, comma 2.5, enter. P for push-pull, and let's pull this up 7 feet, enter. This is a 7 foot 2x3. Spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter. Now I want to make the arm out of 2x3 as well. So let's just Q for rotate, and let's control to bring up copy and drop one horizontally like so. Right click and say you are unique. You are no longer a copy. Spacebar, triple click or double click to edit the part, and this one I only want to be 16 inches long. So let's T for tape measure, and let's draw a guideline 16 inches away. Now I can P for push pull and push this in to that guideline, select the line, delete it, get out of my part, and there we go. Just for a little bit of contrast here, let's drop some different colors on this, and I'm just using my materials, or B for bucket for a shortcut, and let's draw some or drop some contrasting colors. So that's fine right there. I'm going to move this up just a little bit, and R for rectangle, let's draw a piece of plywood that's going to act as a brace. And the dimensions say the second one is my length, so for the first one, actually I'm just going to drop it off and press 4, comma to modify the first dimension, which is my height, enter. L for line, and let's chop this bottom piece off. Spacebar, use a crossing to select the area and both lines, press delete. P for push pull, let's pull this out 0.5 inches, enter. Spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter. Let's go to the next color, which is green, and drop it on there like so. M for move, control brings up copy from this corner to that corner. Now I've got a nice little sandwich here, and this is just going to be glued and screwed on, and that would probably be just fine, but I want a little bit more of a mechanical connection from this interior piece to the vertical piece. So I'm going to add a pocket hole right here, and anytime I add a pocket hole in SketchUp, I like to represent that with an arrow, but I want it to be in the part. So let's double click this, and L for line, and let's draw a line that is 2.5 inches, enter. And let's start to draw the arrow part really quick. Nothing fancy, I'm just going to drop it off, and instead of dropping it off right here, let's actually not move the mouse, press L for line again, then click, and then bring it up to there. Now I can select all 3 of these lines, press G for component, enter. And the reason I make a component inside of a component is if you need to represent a dozen or so pocket holes on this one particular board, all you have to do is M for move, and control brings up copy, and copy these where you want them. Now obviously these are not represented properly, so let's just delete these really quick, but that's how I would do it. Click to get outside of my part, and now my pocket hole stays with my part. So that's one of these shelves. Let's select the whole shelf with a window, M for move, and let's move this to the bottom. The reason I'm going with the bottom here is this is actually going to be about 3 feet off of the ground, and this 7 foot length is going to go up to the ceiling, and I have about 10 foot ceiling, so that's close to 3 feet off the ground. M for move, control brings up copy, and let's copy another one 16 inches, enter. Let's press X5 to multiply that by 5. That's 1 too many, so let's modify that by pressing X4, enter, and that's what I'm looking for. Let's select all of this, M for move, control brings up copy, and I'm going to copy it 16 inches on center to the next wall stud, and I'm going to multiply that by, let's go with X4. That should be fine. That should be plenty enough storage. There's multiple shelves. I don't see the need to go really long with this, because if I'm using an 8-foot board, I'm okay with the board overhanging by, say, a foot and a half on this side and a foot and a half on this side, whatever the dimension may be. So that's the lumber rack that I'm going to make, and it's going to be a little bit more permanent than my previous lumber rack brackets, and that's because this shop is a lot more permanent than the last shop was. So there you go.